Morning everyone, John from Not That Media here. Today's date, May 25th, 2024, and I'm here at the Coventry CBS Arena to attend a Comic-Con, which to date is a first for this particular event. I'm a very big fan of this organisation. They have arguably the best UK-based Comic-Cons and conventions dealing with all things science fiction, horror, and general Comic-Con fandom. You could say arguably they have a little bit of a monopoly of these events. That's right, people. I'm talking about Monopoly events. Now, Monopoly events, for those of you who may already be aware, do the best UK horror convention for the love of horror, which I've been very happy to attend over the last few years, and I will do again, and will document that for myself. So I'm here attending with the representation of Monopoly events with my For the Love of Horror bag and the official King Con t-shirt, which is a Monopoly events t-shirt, which is available from their website. Really excited to be here. It's a relatively smaller convention. These are what I've nicknamed Comic-Con Mania as opposed to Comic-Con with these guys. Rather than it being a large event with 20 to 30 plus guests and a variety of different things, these are a little bit of more of a road show kind of mentality. They've been going up and down the country, getting 3 or 4 celebrities to attend who are local to the area, doing things on a slightly more scaled down. In my opinion, perhaps it's because they're looking to scout out future opportunities and future locations. So we've been really lucky this time in that we've got 4 guests, and 3 of them I'm intending to meet today. I'm really excited to once again meet arguably my childhood heroes in the world of Doctor Who, Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred. I got to meet them a very long time ago in the distant past of 2008. And also an actor who is of great acclaim, great fame. You may recognise him from the Harry Potter franchise, from other films such as Hallelujah. He appeared in Broadchurch, he appeared in Afterlife in all 3 seasons. Tragically sad character, but funny as hell as well. But he's also perhaps arguably known in the Whoniverse best for playing, technically speaking, 2 different characters. He played William Hartnell in the biography 50th anniversary movie, and then subsequently years later he actually played the first Doctor within the continuity of the show, Mr. David Bradley. So I'm really excited to meet him. As far as I'm aware, David Bradley is a local to the area, so it's been many years that I've lived in this area and been made aware numerous times that you can find him in various post offices and Waitrose and Lidl's around the area, but I've never been fortunate enough to actually cross paths with the gentleman. So today I will be meeting him. I'm very excited. I've got 2 items to get signed, 1 by Sophie and Sylvester, and the other will be for David Bradley, but I'll show that later. But I also wanted to have a little wander around, show you the arena, show you the con. There's cosplay, there's stalls, there's retro gaming, there's going to be live music. I probably won't record any of the Q&As simply because Monopoly events are very good at publicising those on YouTube afterwards. So I'm just going to take a casual walk around. The event is open 11 AM till 5 PM and it is 1 day only. So unfortunately, by the time this has come out, you will have missed your opportunity, but they do other events around the UK. And as I say, these are kind of sampler Comic-Cons towards the main events that they do. So as I say, I'll be covering this later, the For the Love of Horror. So with that, come along with me as I go to Comic-Con Mania.
You may be a doctor, but I am the Doctor. The original, you might say.
I am fully aware of the fact that I've only actually listed 3 out of 4 of the celebrities. I have to confess, and this is no disrespect to the actor because I really like Goyle in the Harry Potter franchise, but it's Josh Herdman, we think. Don't quote us, I'm sure a picture will appear here. But you would have thought, I normally meet 20 odd people at these cons, you'd think I would remember 4 names, but David Bradley, Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, and Josh Herdman. But we will see if I'm wrong, it'll flash up here. So let's wait and go in. Yeah. So just as a little bit of for your knowledge in the future, I've just been advised by a cast member that you register in here at 10:30 and then it will open down there just past there for 11 o'clock. So we'll just hang around and wait. The event is as follows for the stage times and Q&As. 11:30 Doctor Who. Oh, that's disappeared. So now we've got the event map. It's a relatively, you can see through the doors now, it is a fairly decent sized event. From what I understand, as soon as you walk through the doors, the subtleties are to the right. So now we've just got the normal welcome to Comic-Con Mania iconography. So we'll just cycle back through those again and then... So we've got stage times, 11:30 Doctor Who, 12:30 Josh Hardman, 1:30 David Bradley, Cosplay at 2:30 and 3:45 Lena and the Lions, which is the live music. So that's all the day schedule. There's the event map, but a proper picture of that will appear as and when obviously appropriate. Just waiting for the registration, which is 10:30, and then obviously we'll be going in for 11 o'clock. So just while we're waiting, just a little bit of tip, not just for this event, but for all Monopoly events, it's always advisable to print out not only your entry ticket, but also your any kind of convention signatures or photo opportunities that you've got. So when you print these things off, they will appear such as this. There's no information on here I think I need to be aware of, but it's just simple QR code. They scan that, you get your wristband, but again, that is the case for pretty much all of Monopoly events. Tickets are normally available via the ticket quarter. Obviously you can pay on the door, but you are subject to paying more money if you're not careful, so always recommend pre-ordering in advance. And just for ease, because of Wi-Fi connectivity issues, always do print out your tickets in advance just to make things a little bit easier, not only for yourself but also for the staff. Just to show you guys one of my items that I'm particularly proud of that I'll be getting signed today. This is, eagle-eyed fans will notice, it is a poster for Doctor Who, The Legacy of Time. Over the years I have been taking efforts to get as many members of the cast to sign this. Those of you who do know The Legacy of Time will know it's a Big Finish CD, which was to commemorate 20 years of Big Finish. It has been signed by a number of members of the cast. I'm really excited to get both Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy's signature on this. A bit of a ambition to get as many signatures on this as humanly possible. At this point I've got the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison and Paul McGann. Colin Baker will be on the list, although sadly I think Tom Baker is beyond convention attending days. Lisa Bowerman, who audio fans will recognise as Bernice Summerfield. TV fans will not be aware of it, but the best way to describe her is sort of the original River Song. In fact, within the confines of the audio, you do find out that River Song was actually taught by Bernice Summerfield in her efforts to try and find the Doctor. It's been signed by Katie Manning, who played Joe Grant, or Joe Jones if you're familiar with the Sarah Jane Adventures. A gentleman by the name of Tim Treloar, who is the audio voice of the 3rd Doctor. Louise Jameson, who is Leela from the classic series and appeared in the latest of the Blu-ray box sets as Leela on the final day of the Time War. We also have John Culshaw's signature, who makes an appearance, although he does not appear on the poster, he is the voice of the Brigadier. James Goss, one of the writers. John Dorney, another writer. David Richardson, executive producer and one of the chief creators behind Big Finish. Matt Fitton, another one of the writers. And Jason Haig Ellery, who is another of the writers and producers. And voice of the Daleks, executive producer, writer, director, composer, everything else which is good about Big Finish, Nick Briggs. So really excited to get the extra 2 signatures on this particular item. And since I took the time to explain what Sylvester and Sophie will be signing, I thought I'd just also show what David Bradley is signing. This is the Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time Christmas special, the final episode of Peter Capaldi's era, but also featured the arrival and return of the 1st Doctor, who was also, for the first time within the show, depicted by David Bradley. This is also, outside of the Peter Cushing films, the only Doctor Who release, as far as I'm aware, to actually receive a 4K release. So a little bit of a special thing to get his name there against a little bit of a one-off item in terms of a 4K. Now I know these are commercially available and I think they're actually quite cheap, but it's just nice sometimes to have a signature. It's currently, I appreciate that David Bradley appeared in the Power of the Doctor episode, but his role was significantly smaller than it was in Twice Upon a Time. And for me, I'm a really big fan of Twice Upon a Time. Might be controversial to say this, but it is actually arguably maybe my favourite Christmas special of the show. So really happy to get a signature against that. We are about 45 minutes from the official opening, and as we can see, people are already starting to get a nice queue out the door, so it's nice to see it's a popular event. So hopefully we'll be able to start making a move soon. Okay, so I've got my green band, so I'll put that on in just a moment. So we've just got to be at the queue, waiting in the queue. see what's going to happen from there. But no, really, really good. So yeah, scanned us in, got my green band. It's just a case of waiting for them to open the doors. It's going to be a little while yet, but it doesn't really matter. So catch you on the inside. Hello, Spider-Man. See you later, Spider-Man. Oh dear. No photography. No photography. My favourite cosplayer.
Trolley pusher.
We've got a Doctor Who over there, we've got our 14th Doctor, Indiana Jones, Kylo Ren, Spider-Man, Art the Clown, Deadpool. Awesome. So we've still got about another half an hour to go to get in, but we can see there's already a decent crowd forming at this stage. We've just had a procession of cosplayers and there's plenty of people outside still waiting to get in, so looks like it's going to be a pretty popular con and a really good day. So let's wait till roll on 11 o'clock. And with that, we are stepping in. So I'll do a little bit of an overview in a moment, but I'm going to go straight for the queue area because I want to go and meet my celebs as quick as I can. But exciting times. There for the eagle-eyed is Sophie Aldred just going past now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Coventry. We'll have a good time tonight, and today, make sure you dance, sing along, play on the games, spend your money, have a great day.
So I'm just waiting now, and I've got to admit, we've got the Sylvester McCoy queue starting to form here. We've got the David Bradley queue starting to form here, and Sophie Aldred's queue. It's just me. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Where's the Sophie love? What's going on? You know, it's Ace. For posterity, we'll get a quick shot. Mr. David Bradley has just arrived. So I think if you're a newbie to the cons, I always recommend, if you do get in early, it is always worth going and getting in the queue with the person who you want to meet. Don't always be too quick to go running to the stalls or to the photo ops. They're going to be there all day. This is quite a tight schedule in terms of people meet and greet, autographs, and then stage panel. I'm just going to document these two here because being by myself with Sophie Aldred was a little bit of a scary thought, and now we've actually got some queue forming, so good man. And with that, that's Sophie Aldred down. We're waiting for Sylvester McCoy. Unfortunately, he's a little bit late. He's due at 12 o'clock, so we jumped into the queue for David Bradley. But Sophie was really nice, really kind. Really nice words, really happy to be back in the show on Power of the Doctor. She tried a couple of times, a couple of different pens, but the pen is a little bit lighter than the others, which is fine, it doesn't matter. Once it's behind a piece of glass, you can still see it, but awesome to meet Sophie Aldred again. So on to David Bradley.
Imagine just like move.
Oh yeah, I'll be something doing it as well.
Are we having a good time today, Art? Oh. What have we got for us? Oh, very nice. Oh, look at that. Thank you very much, Art. I shall wear it always. Oh, look at that. See you later, Art. And there you go, you see. How nice indeed, eh? Yeah. It's just right for me, I think. Just the right size. It just shows Art cares.
That's right.
And just in time, here comes Sylvester McCoy. Sure how I feel about this one. Some kind of timey-wimey event happening here. So the time is 12:42. I do think not a negative, you know, don't want people to come at the negative, but as you can see, I'm right here at the front, and got to the front, and of course what happened, Sylvester has to be called away to his panel, so we're waiting here about half an hour. As I said, we managed to meet David Bradley, Sophie Aldred. We're just queuing for Sylvester McCoy. After that, we'll have a look around the merchandise, see what's going on, see if there's any bargains. I'm not here to buy. I've already been proposed to and accepted Art the Clown's engagement, so as far as I'm concerned, it's a good day. So we'll have a look around and see what we get. Little bit of a tip for you, and this is common at all conventions, so nothing to do with the individual, is if you don't prepay in advance, as you can see here, it's for Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy, the event or the stars or the promoters of the stars do reserve the right to increase prices on the day. So for this Monopoly event, they do a pre-order service. You get a QR code, you walk up, your name's on a list, they tick you off. So if you want to ensure that you are paying the absolute best price, it is always recommended to pay in advance as opposed to pay on the day, just in case, due to popularity or decisions being made, there are price hikes made. So again, it's perfectly normal, it's all part of the process, it's something that you should be aware of. But if you are budgeting for these kind of events, always see if they have a pre-order offer. Monopoly events do for everything, so always pre-order. Even if you can't print it off, you can download the PDFs onto your app and show it to them, and they have your information on a list as well, so you don't need to worry about that. But just a little bit of friendly advice for people, just in case you've got a budget, you've got cash on in hand, and you get to the table and people are charging a little bit more than they normally do or they have advertised.
I'll let you know.
Okay, and with that, we have met Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, and David Bradley. So we're going to spend a little bit of time now just walking around the hall, having a look at the vendors. I've now finally got an extra signature to my poster, so I really look forward to that. Real pleasure to meet Sylvester McCoy yet again. Sophie Aldred, really nice. David Bradley, a real gentleman. Really good experience. Always a real pleasure to meet any of the doctors. That's all the classic doctors finally met. So yeah, it's real good stuff. There you go. See, there he is. There you go. So for posterity, that's Sylvester McCoy now. A real nice, clean signature. Didn't get over his face, which is always a risk when you get these kind of things done. So that was Sophie Aldred, David Bradley, and Sylvester McCoy down. Real pleasure to get that on there, on my Legacy of Time poster. Real nice people. Right, let's go and have a look round. We've got our photo op area here, as I mentioned earlier. So you've got Oogie Boogie, really cool, standing next to Jack Skellington. remains faithful. Zero as always. Sadly, this Zero doesn't have his nose, but really nice effort. And we've got, I showed it earlier, we have got Aragog from Harry Potter. These are located directly as you come in to the left, so let's just have a little wander around the hall. So we've got cosplays there, we've got a Wario, Luigi, Mario and Peach. As soon as you walk in, we've got some pops and posters. Oh, some signed posters here, so if you don't get the opportunity to meet these people, you can always look to pick things up. Got another photo op here, got Blue from Jurassic World. We're just going to casually wander around. So to give things a little bit of perspective when you come in, you've got the main entrance here. The signatures are over there next to the TARDIS. Oh, we got a Ghostface there. We've got a children's area for like activities and bits and pieces. I am just going to focus a little bit over here for now. Just going to be careful filming over people's shoulders, but it's a really cool Pixel Bash where they've got some really cool old game systems from the past. So that's really cool to see. Pixel Power, bespoke coding, craft and activity workshops for key stages 2 and 3. So we've got a pod. Sega. So these got Pac-Man and more gaming over there. Space Invaders. Got Pac-Man. We've got classic Mortal Kombat here. Street Fighter 2. Marvel superheroes. Like I've said before, I'm just trying to be careful because obviously there are a lot of children about. I don't want to be recording people's kids and families, etc. So that's really cool though. It's not something you see every day at these kind of things. Super Nintendo. Got a bit of a classic Dig Dug there. Oh yeah. So we've got the old school controls. Awesome. And we've got Kirby over here, Kirby's Adventure. Something called Sacred Words. So over here is a stand for Central Legion, which is a cosplay volunteering service for charity support, conventions, photo shoots and cinema events. So we've got a trio of Judge Dreds here, or Dredd officers. So this here is the general stage where the live music plays and the Q&A. So just a moment ago, Sylvester McCoy and Ace were on here. We'll move away though because it's quite loud. So we've got over here a Toy Stories photo op. So we've got Rex and Buzz and Woody. We've got a Ghostbusters over here with the Mario, Luigi, Wario and Peach. Everybody's favourite ghost from Ghostbusters, the librarian ghost. We have got over here a Stranger Things photo op. We've got the Barbie toy box here. So yeah, you can get a picture playing as the character in Stranger Things, who's unfortunately, their mind eludes me right now. Then got the Ewoks, Return of the Jedi, in the chair for C-3PO, C-3PO's chair. Okay, so we're moving now more towards the trader side of things. So we have got some individual art pieces over here for pop culture, different things. A lot of Pokemon in frames. This is Pokemon crystal balls that light up, that's cool. So that's quite cool. So you've got the image with the corresponding Pokemon card next to it, that's quite cool. So if you are interested, yeah, we've got search for these guys here. Fortunately, they have run out of business cards at this time of the day, but if you are interested in that, that is Pokemon terrariums. Again, more handmade frames of all the, so you've got Spider-Man, Lilo and Stitch, Ahsoka, Judge Dredd, Little Mermaid, Sylvester McCoy. So if you are meeting Sylvester McCoy here today, you could get a frame. That is from Comic Book Frames. No QR code on the back, but that's fine. Alright. So we have got some bags and things over here. That is lounge fly lovers. Oh, so these are lounge flies. Very popular at the moment, lounge flies. So that's really cool. Have got, as always, the custom Lego characters. It's getting on a bit in the day now, so it looks like they've sold a fair amount, but still a good number. Mystery boxes over here as always, and we've got earrings, teddy bear gummy earrings. Lots of art. That is from a company called Cosplay. That's a cool one. That looks like the Matt Smith as the Doctor. So over here it looks like we've got some posters and individual cards, like postcards. XL postcards here again of your favourite films. Got the Daleks. Might just have a look through these in a bit, see if there's any more kind of horror. Day of the Dead, that's a cool one. Child's Play 2, Candyman. Just on the lookout, just in case they might have something that we call, oh, Halloween 3, look at that. I have to confess, I might have to buy that one. Just one loose. £3. I'm going to get that one. Let's see what else they've got. They've got Ghoulies. The Fog, Freddy vs. Jason, Evil Dead, The Exorcist, Back to the Future, Assault on Precinct 13, and Halloween. Oh, I quite like that one. Right, I'll stop this for a moment and have a look through the rest. So that was a Perfect Poster, who keep an eye out on Facebook. I was just speaking to the seller. He was talking about how they're just in the process of updating their website. So I picked up a couple of really good little posters. Well, not little, they're quite big posters to be fair, but they try to do unique posters of things that you don't normally get to see. But yeah, I'll show you that before I finish this video. But I managed to pick up a Halloween 3, a Halloween poster, and another one, so I'll probably get them signed later in the year. But yeah, Perfect Poster, really good. So we have a Doctor Who seller here, and I can see straight away he knows his stuff. He's got the first Doctor from An Unearthly Child. It's a very, very rare figure. It's one of the very few I actually don't have in my collection. But the original wave and later release of the V and D robots from Robots of Death, the way you can tell the earlier ones is they come with the collect and build K1 robot. Now the K1 robot has subsequently been released as its own B&M figure, but originally when this was released you could only get the K1 robot by buying the full range of the first set. But yeah, we've got some very, very rare Doctor Who figures here. Looks like the name of it is Who's Collectibles. Assortment of sonic screwdrivers. Got a couple of police boxes up here. A Night of the Doctor, 8th Doctor, I can see that. A couple of Big Finish CDs here. an out-of-print Big Finish CD there, The World of Doctor. The latest TARDIS with Colin Baker. Good number of TARDISes. I mean, £75 for the Caves of Androzani and the Visitation Doctor is actually a very good price right now. On eBay they go for considerably more. I think there's an original over there, that police box is the original first compilation set of Doctor Who figures. He's selling it for about £100, goes for a lot more. There is one that I was lucky enough to get. Sylvester McCoy with a Imperial Dalek, again £85 is actually a very, very good price for that. Just looking through these figures, there isn't anything here as far as I can see other than the Hartnell that I don't have, and I think £65 is a little bit out of my budget, although they do have... But I'm going to say no this time. I'm going to be good. My Doctor Who collecting is a constant element. So yeah, you've got the latest history of the Daleks with the Imperial Daleks. The Richard Herndl First Doctor with Daleks. Yeah, so that is Who's Collectibles. Oh wow, they even have the Paul McGann. Didn't see that. Can't really see because of the light. But the Paul McGann there. That is a very, very rare figure. Sadly, slightly outside of my budget today, but that is a very rare figure. Got Pokemon's cards, who, if you haven't guessed by the title already, they sell Pokemon cards. Got more prints over here. What we've got here, iconic swords and replicas. So if you're after your replica weapons, I have to confess this isn't something that I'm normally a purchaser of, and probably, sorry mate, sorry, normally won't purchase, but if you're after your film accurate items, oh, they've got some t-shirts here as well. I do quite like that Michael, but I have to confess, I'm not a big fan of this material, it has to be said, but
we actually have a full metal one, so all the handle, and that's about 400 quid. How much is this one? That one's 195.
So yeah, if you come here for your cosplay weapons, got Negan's bat there, katanas in various themings such as Spider-Man, etc. Yeah, so if you want your cosplaying blades or something a little bit more realistic looking, again, like I said, it's not something that I'm really into at this point. So another collector over here, demisi.co.uk. So we've got a load of comics here, a few books, some Star Wars figures, some Pops. Pops making their obvious return as always to any con. Some pins here. So that was Demisi Collectibles, demisi.co.uk. I picked up 2 pins from there. Yeah, really cool. Lots of different little pins. Some very unique pins, things I haven't seen before on this from these guys. So I'll show you that again at the end of the video. But some really cool Ghostface, some quite cool Adventure Time ones over here as well. Yeah, really cool. There's collectible figures over there in a minute. So lots and lots of Pops. Oh, there is a Killer Clowns one there. And over here, some bit of a mixed bag, the DC multiverse, the Batman Who Laughs and Robins on Earth, Gremlins, What If, some more the more premium Pops here, Jack Skellington, horror. Yeah, I have to admit that Killer Clowns Pop might be something I might think about, but we'll just continue round, as I say, just a bit of a walking tour. So again, this guy's got lots of Lego and various Marvel bits and pieces, obviously Wolverine's mask, Deadpool mask. Deadpool being very popular, so I just want to avoid these people. Deadpool proving to be very popular at this event at the moment. And looks like we've got another Doctor Who person over here, Doctor Who and other bits and pieces. Let's just have a quick look and see what kind of prices we're looking at here. So again, that's a very good price for the 4th Doctor with Dalek, a very, very good price. Again, some very, very rare sets here. The Captain Jack with the Time Lord and the Burn With Me is a very rare one. Again, more of the TARDISes. The First Doctor and TARDIS Unearthly Child is a very rare figure these days. Very specific. They have got some Big Finish vinyl. Again, these are very rare. I don't own this one, I have to confess. It's the only one I don't actually have. I think £40 is maybe a little bit out of my range right now. I didn't come here intending to spend, as I say, a lot of money. This is brand new, this one. This is from the Doomsday multi-media drama that took place over Big Finish, audios, vinyl, comics, emails, etc. Bit of a mixed bag is what I would say about that. Doctor Who continually tries to do this thing where they do these like cross-media promotions, and I don't think they ever quite pay off. So we've got some cool like jumpers here. This is from That's So Becky. So Becky spelled S-E-W. I have to confess, my eye was just caught by a particular seller. I'm just gonna have a quick look at this. I'm quite a big fan of these. They are kind of faux scripts, so these are not signed by the actual cast, but they are replica signatures on the scripts. Just trying to see. Yeah, you see there. Got like the Halloween script there. Might consider that one. Steampunk bricks. Got replica of weapons and sonic screwdriver all built in Lego. Do quite like that. And just before I leave, because I completely missed this because of the crowd, one other photo op we do have, which is a really nice sight, is Luke Speeder from A New Hope. Really, really detailed. Again, it's true with these things, when you're wandering around these cons, you've got to really pay attention, because if the crowd is in one place, they may accidentally obscure something else, in this case Luke Speeder. So that's a really cool photo op again. So just one more pass over the store. Another little photo op there. You've got Deadpool and Batman from the Arkham Asylum games. Cult Locations Inc. Beautiful dark art prints based on cult movie and TV locations. Let's just have a quick look at this and see what kind of thing we've got. So we've got the Munson Trailer Hawkins from the Upside Down, the Creel House, Palace Arcade. Oh, the Myers house there. There's one of the Myers house. Captain Spaulding there. Got the cabin from Evil Dead over here. The McNeil residence from Exorcist. See, some of these actually have the name of the film, or they're pretty obvious, but others are a little bit harder to see. So Crime Alley, obviously from Gotham City. Batman, Dorothy Gale's house. Sanderson's house with the purple smoke coming out. Beetlejuice's strip club. Really cool. So this is Cult Locations Inc. cultlocationsinc.co.uk. Really nice guy running it. He is a really big horror fan. He'll be at For the Love of Horror later this year, so we'll keep an eye out for him. But yeah, really cool to see these. 3 for £10, which is an absolute bargain. There goes David Bradley. David Bradley, to his absolute credit, has been signing non-stop since 11 o'clock. So he has been signing for roughly 3 hours without a break, spending time. 2 seconds. David Bradley, to his credit, spent time with every single person. He wanted to be interested in them, ask them questions, give them their time. He has worked hard for a solid 3 hours straight. David Bradley, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, is 82 years old. And what a trooper to meet all those families, all those children, all those fans, all those people who have just spent a good part of 3 hours queuing, myself included, for an hour. He was an absolutely gentleman is all I can say. Sylvester McCoy and Ace were a pleasure as always, really nice, really appreciative. You just can't go wrong. This is a good way to spend a Saturday. It's relatively cheap, really entertaining. It's not even finished yet. I mean, they've got more Q&As, they've got the cosplay competition to come up. I think this is a really good thing for Coventry. I'm really impressed with Monopoly events, but I think that is the end of my time here. But as I say, you just can't go wrong. Oh, and David Bradley, in fact, David Bradley has just spent, I'll go over, I'm not going to record the whole thing, but David Bradley has just spent 3 hours signing, and rather than go on a break or a lunch, which he was supposed to get, he's now on stage to do a Q&A. So.
Right, I'm sure you're all very excited to ask questions, but I've got a few of my own first. Very big fan here. You have starred in such a range. You've got a plethora of movies, TV shows. What I really want to ask about is something that the audience might not be aware of, but you were in a music video for Lewis Capaldi.
Yes.
It was called Wish You the Best.
Wish You the Best, yeah. It's great to be asked to do this sort of thing because it's so out of one comfort zone and it's a different experience. And if you like the song, which I loved when I heard it, and I never actually met Lewis. How many of you have seen this thing?
Quite a few.
Well, I had to learn how to ride a bike again because I hadn't done it for about 75 years.
So yeah, like I say, check that out. I'm sure they'll be covering that and publishing that onto YouTube on the Monopoly Events YouTube channel. But a really cool day. It's really cool to see everyone getting into the swing of it in Coventry. Plenty to do, plenty to see, plenty to buy. There's food and drink available. There's some really cool experiences to be had here. But as I said before, I think my time has come to an end today. And we'll just let Sonic the Hedgehog go past Blue, and then we'll go. And with that, I think we're going to go outside. I'm on my way to the car now. We've been in there about 2.5 to 3 hours. Had a really good experience, really fun to meet obviously your idols and your heroes from pop culture. Highlight obviously was David Bradley. Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred were a pleasure as always. I did meet them a very long time ago and they were just as good now as they were back then. It's great to see classic Doctor Who getting that kind of love and getting that kind of attention. I think that this is a really good event. I think Monopoly events have actually excelled themselves. I had my reservations when I heard that this was obviously going to be £10 versus their usual rates for their more premium conventions. So I was very impressed. For what you get for a £10 entry fee, you get the live Q&As, you get photo opportunities, you get access to the trader booths, you have the opportunity to pay and meet these guests. I think for £10 that is one heck of a good deal. So I do recommend this. I will be in future content going through For the Love of Horror. It's something I'm very passionate of. I think it's an excellent event. I'm very excited for it. I'll start to cover that on the road to For the Love of Horror, as it's probably going to be nicknamed. But I'm going to go home now. Not really much else to be said on that. I think Monopoly events, like I said, have excelled themselves. So I think that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Conventions is something that I do enjoy attending. I don't attend many, and I have to say normally it is a Monopoly event that I do attend. But theme parks, horror, Doctor Who, pop culture, all these kind of things, it's what the channel is going to be all about. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. Do like and subscribe, and until next time, stay scared. And where else but a Comic-Con Mania can you be in the car park with Ghostface? You know?